also remember very early on the great Bill Oddie, and I remember him. He I don't know why, but Bill could never seem to be able to use a mic. So in the early days, we did our own technology, or AV technology, and so this is going back 20 years now, but Bill's at the table. We couldn't hear him over the mic. So the guy who was running the technical side for me, who now runs it shows how well we've advanced, he now does the recycling. He came over to me and said, "Can you tell Bill how to use the mic properly?" I said, "You want me to go and tell somebody who's been broadcasting on television for 30 years how to use a microphone?"
Yeah.
So the following year we thought we'll use a throat mic, and Bill turned up in a silk shirt, and the throat mic clip just slipped down his shirt to the point where we couldn't hear him again.
It's all in aid of conservation.
Yes.
And for example, I give my time freely. I'm a freelancer, so it's kind of not hard. It's not easy giving 3 days of your time free every year. That's kind of 1% of my daily time, but I think it's a 1% that's really well spent. It's all about connections. I kind of make people feel into butterflies, dragonflies, plants. I catch up with charities that I'm involved with. I get a chance to hang out with Tim and Penny, who run the organisation as well. So really, it's meeting people. One thing I don't do at the Bird Fair is bird watching.
Guys, I was the host of Discovery's Shark Week for many years, so we swam outside cages with white sharks, which was fun. So difficult. Well, I mean, when I do these talks at the Bird Fair, I love doing them because it reminds me of all the things that I've done. You know, I've been so lucky with what I've done, and of course, on top of that, whenever I do a filming trip, I stay on for a couple of days and go birding.
What I love about this bird fair is we've got a new generation of young folk that are also encouraging the new young folk coming into the bird fair. So for the first time in ages, we've got a pretty flourishing youth section where there's things for young people to do.
We sort of deep-seated belief that nature education is probably one of the biggest agendas of the 21st century. Not probably, is, because we are in a world where people don't understand nature, and if you don't understand it, you don't really care about it. If you're not taught about it, why would you know about it?
I got involved as a young schoolboy in 1997, which was the second year, but I think it's really important to state that the effort that you went to get this project underway. I mean, how many of you in here have seen an osprey in Rutland? Now, you might have seen them migrating through, but were it not for the determination of Tim and Roy, the project wouldn't have happened, because all manner of people tried to stop it, including conservation bodies who will probably remain nameless, but you can come and speak to us afterwards and we'll tell you really what happened.
Yes.
But I think an important thing is, and you know, I've subsequently gone on to set up the Osprey Leadership Foundation, and we work with young people, and one of the things we always say is that you have to be bold and you have to have the courage of your conviction.
Chance comes up, take it, be bold and carry on. And people say, is the osprey your favourite bird? And I've said I've never had a favourite bird. I've worked on so many different ones, and whichever one you're working on is really interesting, then you move on to something else. But that first pair was important, and we managed to build up that population.
This year's poster species is the Antipodean albatross, and I've just come off the main stage here at Bird Fair, where we've been talking about what we've done over the last 20 years to try and tackle bycatch mitigation to help albatrosses to recover. And we heard a wonderful talk from my colleague Steph Burrell, and she was talking about the dire need for conservation action to save the critically threatened Antipodean albatross.
Marion Island is a key link in this really important ecosystem, and given the importance of the island for seabirds globally, the eradication of the mice will safeguard wandering albatrosses and other species.
And what we're really trying to do at the moment is take the mice and the rats away from New Island to give these guys and the prions a chance.
Have you been to the Falklands?
No.
Not yet?
Not yet. Not yet. We'll go. I feel like I look like I'm being eaten by this albatross.
Mark and I and Rob Banbury as well, we meet up a couple of weeks before the fair to paint the backgrounds. And then obviously you've got the three days here, encouraging other artists at the marquee to come and add their birds all over the mural.
Oh, has he? That's why I was just...
And the colours that come off that white sand
It's ironic, isn't it? It's white, it's a blank canvas, and as such, you get these extraordinary colours reflected from the sea and from the sky. The blues, the lilacs.
There you go. Thanks for coming down. Thank you very much.
On Spring Watch for the last 5 years. It's flown by really quickly, one of the best jobs in the world. So how this is going to work is we've all got our individual sections and we're going to ask each other questions. We're going to have about 5 minutes each, and then we're going to open up for questions. So if you have any thoughts or queries or want to know anything about how Spring Watch is made or what happens, then we will get to those at the end.
What do you enjoy most?
I'd say probably seeing the inspiration spark in people, like helping to bring nature to people who may not necessarily have access to it.
It's one of the most wonderful things to not only go out and observe things in nature, you know, whatever that might be. It might be something as ordinary as a woodlouse, but seeing it do something, seeing, you know, a behaviour or, you know, a scene play out in front of you, and then marrying that up with knowledge when you read a book and you think, that's why it was doing that, because of this. And I just love that level of comprehension.
And even woodlice and even wasps and even ants can be absolutely fascinating.
What do you mean even?
I'm now an ant farmer, so weird enough, I'm doing exactly what seemed to be a misspent youth. Is a skill set that I never thought I'd ever apply to a project with a really clear purpose. So I'm trying to save a species of highly endangered ant called the narrow-headed ant.
People always say, how do you become a wildlife producer? So the best way is to get a degree. Cameramen have different skills, their practical skills and everything, but most of the top producers have a degree in botany and zoology or biology. And then I got a job in the BBC Natural History unit as a worm wrangler, so I was just moving worms in front of the camera. We just done a film in Slovakia, and there's a frog there called a moor frog, and it's brown for most of the year except for 3 days in spring when it turns bright blue. And
I think really it's the diversity, so many different dimensions of aspects on the stands and the people who come here. We've had a great wealth of conservation knowledge coming here.
My name's Natalie Clements. I'm a wildlife camerawoman. I trained traditionally in TV as a camerawoman and switched to wildlife about 5 years ago, a bit longer than that now. And I cover a lot of stories around conservation and storytelling in kind of the conservation sector.
So I understand one of your interest in life is using storytelling as part of your communications. Would you like to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so I just did a talk this morning about storytelling, and I was really trying to communicate to the people that came to watch in the Young Conservationists Hub about how I am a journalist and I'm trained as a journalist. I've been a journalist for about 13 years. And I think that the linchpin of every good piece of content is a good, compelling story.
My name's Adrian Thomas. I work for the RSPB and have done for 25 years now. And I get to do a whole range of wonderful, wonderful things. It could be running a campaign, it could be helping set up a new reserve or building a new visitor centre. But then outside of my day job, for 20 years I've been the RSPB's face of wildlife friendly gardening, and it's an absolute passion of mine. The RSPB let me write the book about it, and in each edition of the magazine I go to visit somebody who's doing something amazing in their garden for wildlife, and it's my passion back at home. I'm very, very lucky to have an acre of garden, and I use that as my experiment base. What can I grow? What will happen if I put in a pond there or grow that particular plant? And then I monitor it all to find out what works and what doesn't.
Hello everyone, my name is Joel Ashton and I'm a wildlife garden designer and installer for the last 20 years, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit today about what I do and the importance of this garden here at the Bird Fair. So what I do as a job is I go around the UK making gardens, making habitats for wildlife, everything from wildlife ponds, wildflower meadows, down to postage stamp back gardens in the middle of London.
My name is David Gray. I'm a member of the Leicestershire and Lutland Ornithological Society, or LRES for short. We are the local society. We collate all the data for all the sightings in the county of Leicestershire and Rutland. We also take part in conservation projects relating to our swift boxes, tern rafts, San Martin walls, and also we're incorporated with the Leicester Peregrine project as well.
My name is Serhii, or you can call me Serge as well, because it's difficult to pronounce my name. Back in Ukraine, when I was there, I was working as a teacher of English at school. Yes. Also, when this rude Russian invasion started, it destroyed not only the lives of people, but also nature and birds. And I contacted Tim and Penny, and they just suggested that if I can make some video, like introducing what we're doing in Ukraine.
Hi, my name is Łukasz Mazurek. I come from Poland, and I've been a wildlife guide in the northeast of Poland in the Białowieża forest and the Biebrza marshes for the last 27 years.
So we are Slovenian Bears, company from Slovenia, offering the best chances for bear photography in Europe. For that, we do have 8 locations, 32 bear hides. We have a lot of bears, a good success, and you are more than welcome to visit us.
Welcome to Panama.
Panama has over 1,000 species of birds. There's great infrastructure. You get loads of migrants, loads of resident birds. They're easy to find, and we have 12 endemics, so please come to Panama.
Hello everybody, my name is Daniel Hicks, here at the Global BirdFair, representing La Selva Eco Lodge and Retreat and Golden Galapagos from Ecuador. Mega diverse country, over 1,700 species, with the tropical rainforest, the cloud forest, the high Andean peaks, western lowlands, and of course the Galapagos Islands.
What is it?
This is like Arabica coffee.
Okay.
From South Ecuador. We bring it from Ecuador, and just for an exposition, because we're trying to showcase the way of brewing coffee, which is with just water, like hot water.
Yeah, we as a Peruvian tourism board focus on promoting Peru. We want you to come here. It's a great place, friendly people, delicious food, a great place to see birds.
I am one of the operations managers at Nature Trek, so I look after our holidays to Brazil, Borneo, Guyana, Albania, Macedonia, and do a lot of tour leading here in the UK as well.
So I'm 25, I'm a birder. I live actually here at Rutland. I actually went to school in Oakham. I live just outside Melton Mowbray, so I'm a local lad. Been birding since I was 5 or 6 years old when my grandparents took me to Titchwell Marsh. When everyone else was colouring in blue tits in like purples and all the wrong colours, there I was colouring in the blue tit in the correct colour.
Hi, I'm Raj K, and I'm here with Canon, and we are here at the Bird Fair showing off our newest cameras. We've got the R5 Mark II and the EOS R1, and it's the first year that we've had these two cameras here. They've been super popular. Improvements in autofocus have been fantastic for the for photographing birds in flight, particularly.
Yeah, and another amazing privilege. So Swarovski and safari company called And Beyond basically took me there to play with Swarovski's AI binocular, so an artificial intelligence binocular.
So you can point the bins at a bird, snap a photo, and it'll tell you what species you're looking at.
But it's something you clearly enjoy.
Love it, yeah.
Yes, yes.
It's brilliant. It's the most rewarding thing I do all year. Yeah. So at various times I've been an ecologist, college lecturer. But this is just something different. What a sense of achievement, having contributed to something so amazing. It just generally makes such a difference.
Yes. So for anybody who's thinking about volunteering, basically get in touch. As you're saying, you do need new volunteers. And
all the time.
Yes.
We're an ageing profession, if you like. Some of our volunteers are in their mid-80s.
Yes.
And they've been working their socks off for a fortnight. And with the best will in the world, age stops for nobody.
No.
So I need more at the bottom end. Our youngest volunteer is 19. He's out and about. He's worked with us since he was 8, but he's now legally able to be a volunteer for BirdFair.
Yes.
And he's out and about as a photographer. And we've got another young woman who's I suppose, early 20s, and she's just finished her degree, and she's been grabbed by her grandfather. Yes, you can come and volunteer with me. And so I'm giving her an experience all over the show, because I want her next year and the year after.